Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Morrowind. Last time when we left off I had made my way into the Fighters Guild. Their equipment chest has some actually useful stuff in it. It restocks arrows, bolts, and repair hammers. But we won't bother with it until we join the guild. And even then only if we actually run out of repair tools. But let's just start visiting people. Here is Facile Charaskel. The first one we'll talk to. Greetings, citizen. I'm Facile Charaskel. Welcome to Balmora. We're a House Lalu town and loyal citizens of the Empire. What can I do for you? She offers training, which I don't really care about. Ashlanders. Background. I am Facile Charaskel, scout and apprentice of the Fighters Guild. Balmora Fighters Guild. Show some respect. You are in the most stalwart guild of warriors this side of death. Idis Fireeye is guild steward here. Seek her out if you think you have the right stuff. I'll talk to her about the other things. Fighters Guild. Yes, this is the Fighters Guild. Idis Fireeye is the steward. Talk to her if you're thinking of joining the Fighters Guild. Orders. The guild steward here in Balmora is Idis Fireeye. Rules. Your duties are to your lords and brethren. In all ways proceed with honor and valor. Keep a keen and watchful mind, and never succumb to the craven tricks of the weak. It is traitorous to fight or thieve from other members of your guild. If you break these rules, you must speak with at least a warder of the guild to redeem your standing. Your journal has been updated. Fair enough. Settlements in Morrowind. The smallest settlements are Ashlander nomadic camps, comprised of small portable huts. Alright, cool. Let's read the journal update. These are the rules of the Fighters Guild. My duties are to my lords and brethren. In all ways as I should proceed with honor and valor. I must keep a keen and watchful mind, and never succumb to the craven tricks of the weak. It is traitorous to fight or thieve from other members of my guild. If I break these rules, I must speak with at least a warder of the guild to redeem my standing. Fair enough. Let's chat with Wayne next. He's right here behind her. Welcome, adventurer. Looking for an equalizer? Something to give you an edge against a superior opponent? When you need to do a lot of damage in a hurry, you can't beat a poisoned blade. Try my inexpensive iron spider dagger and steel spider blade, or an imperial netch blade for even more bite. Interesting. I will note that he sells restocking repair progs as well. That's important. He'll become... and he's got 2,000 gold, so... especially after we join, he'll become probably the most profitable person in Balmora to sell equipment to. With that said, background. I am Wayne, smith and apprentice of the Fighters Guild. Just try all these like usual. Great houses. Dunmer membership in a great house is a matter of birth and marriage, but imperial colonists may become retainers of a great house or may be adopted into a great house. Latest rumors. They say the Legion gives out good armor to their best recruits. Little advice, little secret. You like to poke your nose into doors out in the backcountry? A little suggestion. The places that look like they're made of a golden metal with spires and towers, those are dwarven ruins. They're kinda dangerous, partly because of the old dwarven machines in them, and partly because of the kind of things that like to hide out in such old ruins. All the old ruins inside the ghost fence, are, for example, are ancient dwarven ruins. And I hear that vampires like them too. Morrowind lore. House Redoran is an aristocratic house of noble warriors. They are strong supporters of the Tribunal Temple. And he's actually given us a good deal of new stuff. That's cool. And there he goes. So behind him, you'll see, of course, there are several containers here that we'll need to check out, including, see, if we look through these, I don't expect to find anything, but we'll look, just in case. And then, of course, we've got 2 chests we'll need to unlock. Alrighty. Let's see if we can do this. We got that one. Good. Got that one. Good. Well, let's just look inside, see if there's anything we need. Not in that one, and not in that one. Alright. Head upstairs first.
Well met.
Here you find 2 doors out to Balmora. I'll just show you where they are. One's right here. This one actually goes out to a balcony. And there's no real need to mess...
I won't hurt you. Ask your question.
This is Idis Fireeye, the steward. So let's go ahead and talk to her. And yes, we will be joining the Fighters Guild. Should come as no surprise. Well, speak up, High Elf. What do you want? Are you here to join the Fighters Guild? We'll do her other dialogues first. I can't advance you yet, High Elf. You interested in joining the Fighters Guild? Balmora Fighters Guild. You are in the Balmora Guild of Fighters now. I am the guild steward. Fighters Guild. You want to join the Fighters Guild? I'm the steward here in Balmora. Orders. Do you want to join the Fighters Guild? Requirements. The guild selects for strength and endurance. Stewards accept only those proficient with long blade, axe, and blunt weapons. Guildsmen must know how to block and how to fight in heavy armor. Guildsmen must also provide for the repair and upkeep of their armor. Rules. Solstheim. Alright, join the Fighters Guild. You look like you could take care of yourself. Before I sign you up, you might want to look at the Fighters Guild Charter. Are you ready to sign up now? Read Charter. Your duties are to your lords and brethren. In all ways proceed with honor and valor. Keep a keen and watchful mind and never succumb to the craven tricks of the weak. As a member, you are permitted to use items in our equipment chest. It is traitorous to fight or thieve from other members of your guild. If you break these rules, you must speak with at least a warder of the guild to redeem your standing. Do you feel you can uphold these simple ideals? You bet. You are now Travis, the associate in the Fighters Guild. So we have a new faction. Work hard, follow orders, and you'll do just fine. Seek me out if you feel you are ready for advancement. Let's do the equipment chest first. You'll find basic supplies, arrows, bolts, healing potions. If you need more healing than that, head to the temple. We're able to resupply the chest once in a while, but don't count on it. And I'll just tell you, relying on the chest to respawn is very tough to do. It restocks every 3 months in-game. So, it's really, you'll see it happen once in a while as you're playing along, but if you're trying to get your repair hammers or your arrows by waiting 24 hours over and over again, you're going to do a shitload of waiting, and it's not really worth it. Advancement. Your talents are noteworthy, but some question your depth of devotion. Perform more duties for the Fighters Guild, and you will earn your place. Orders. I have a very simple contract to end an infestation of cave rats. You might be able to handle it. Cave rat. Go to Drarain Thalas's house. It's here in Balmora, along the river on the east side. Ask her where the rats are coming from. Kill the rats and get your payment from Drarain Thalas. Report back to me once you've taken care of this. Your journal has been updated. Ida's Fire Eye told me to talk to Drarain Thalas about some rats that have infested her house. Her house is here in Balmora on the east side of town, near the river. So we've got our first Fighters Guild quest. And it is called Fighters Guild Exterminator. And we'll be doing that, but we'll finish exploring the guild building itself first. So, with all that done, let's move down to the basement. Check out the bedroom on the left, where there's a strangely unsearchable crate. A few pillows to check out. Now that we've joined the guild, we can use these beds, incidentally. Not that it really matters, but can't search that crate either, but there are 2 locked chests in here. That's something. Let's deal with that. Got some loose gold in this one. And some loose gold in this one. Not bad. Let's head through here. In this room we find 2 more people. We have Hasfat and Tabalus, who we've been directed to by Caius Cosades in the main quest, remember, and Flania Amulusis. Let's talk to Flania first. Good. I don't believe I've seen a high elf with such a grand outfit in some time. Can I help you? Armor repair. Nothing to it. Just get yourself an armorer's hammer and start banging away. Anyone can do it. Of course, anyone can do it really badly, too. It does help to have a little skill, but if you got plenty of time and a lot of coin for hammers, you can teach yourself. Actually, unless you're a professional armsman, you should probably pay an armorer to keep your weapons in good repair. Armor styles. We've seen all that before. Axes. Background. I am Flania Amulusis, drillmaster and journeyman of the Fighters Guild. Balmora Fighters Guild. Associate, what can be said? We are the few, the proud, the underpaid. Har har har. We've seen all these already, which is good. Well, actually, some of this looks like it might be new. Let me just try again and make sure. Armor styles we've seen. Axes we've seen. Only two types of axe are common here, the one-handed war axe and the two-handed battle axe. Use the war axe with a shield or use the two-handed battle axe for maximum effect. Blunt weapons, that one we have seen. Exotic armor types we have seen. Okay, so actually, heavy armor style sounds new. In the West, cheap iron, steel, and silver heavy armor is made in quantity for the legions, and many are trained in its use. In the East, the expense of the superb ebony and daedric heavy armors limits their use to aristocratic families. Suits of ebony and daedric armor are passed down from generation to generation, and represent a sizable portion of a great house noble's personal wealth. Cool. Light armor styles we've seen. Little secret. Keep your weapons sharp, your armor in good shape. If you can't afford to have others do it, learn to do it yourself. Get the best quality you can afford. You can be no better than the quality of your tools. Long blades, we've seen. Marksman weapons, we've seen. Medium armor styles. We got a new topic there. The chain and scale medium armors of the Western Imperial Guard style offer less protection than the heavy iron and steel plate armors of the legions, but with a considerable advantage in mobility. The Dunmer bone mold medium armor is generally lighter and more durable than its Western equivalent. The most prized of medium armors, Orcish, is limited in availability and very expensive, but markedly superior, and is the medium armor of choice for nobles and mercenaries in both the West and East. Mercenaries. Great houses require loyalty from their mercenaries. They seldom hire those who serve other houses, and only for small, unimportant tasks. Morrowind lore. House Indoril and House Dress are the two of Morrowind's great houses that have no holdings on Vardenfell. My trade, Nelkari of Whitehaven. Services, short blades we've seen. Spears we've seen. Weapon repair. Nothing to it, just get yourself an armorer's hammer and start banging away. Of course, you don't literally use the hammer on a blade's edge. Unless you're a barbarian. The armorer's hammer is just a package deal, a complete portable kit for maintaining your armor and weapons in the field, and my advice is to pay a smith to do your repairs unless you have a decent skill as an armorer. Weapon types we've seen. Worn armor we've seen. As it wears out, armor becomes less effective. Broken armor is completely useless until you repair it, but worn armor stops only a fraction of the damage that new or well-maintained armor does. Learn the basics of armor repair and go over your armor piece by piece before every big battle, or visit a smith regularly to keep your armor in good shape. It's all great advice. Thank you. Let's check these crates. Nothing important. Nothing important in the rest of the room either. So now let's chat with Hasfat. Hasfat Antabolus is where we were directed by Caius Cosades. So we'll chat with him and move the main quest along a bit. Good day, Travis. So you're with Caius, eh? And Caius wants information? Of course, there's a this for that involved. I require a favor first, and then I'll tell you what you want to know. Balmora Fighters Guild. Let's skip the favor and get his other dialogue first. Fighters Guild. Services are cheap and get cheaper as you advance in rank. But since Sjoring Hardheart, the new guildmaster, deposed my old friend, Perseus Mercius, things have gone a bit sour. My advice is to watch yourself with Hardheart and his cronies. They got more ambition than sense. Go see Perseus Mercius in Aldrune and listen to what he tells you. Interesting. So bear that in mind. Foyata, mercenaries. The Dunmer Great Houses... Oh yeah, the Dunmer Great Houses also hire mercenaries, and though they are more particular about whom they hire, the rewards are considerable, both in coin and in access to training and other services. Morrowind History. I won't bore you blathering about history, that's what Chaos is for, but if you're really interested, try On Morrowind, the Imperial Province by Aramanwe of Sunhold. I have an extra copy you can have. What an adventurer like you really needs is a sense of current events. Who hates who? Where's trouble brewing? That's where opportunity lies for an outlander like you. On Morrowind has been added to your inventory, your journal has been updated. Nerevarine. You have a favor to do first, then we can talk about the Nerevarine. Rules. 6th house. You have a favor to do first, then we can talk about the 6th house. Solstheim. It's asking about current events. The great houses hate each other. Theft, murder, assassination, secret raids, standard stuff. The temple is trying to kill off a rebellious faction called the Dissident Priests. Ashlander nomads raid each other, attack traders and pilgrims. A secret cult is killing off imperial citizens. All bad enough. The real problem, though, is the blight. Monsters and diseases. The natives say it comes from Red Mountain. It's been a local problem for years, but lately it's gotten badly out of control. And finally, let's see what the favor is. There are some Dwemer ruins nearby called Arkenthand. I need you to run over there and find me a little cube with a circular design and some symbols on one side. It's called a Dwemer puzzle box. Bring me back the Dwemer puzzle box and I'll tell you what you want to know. Your journal has been updated. Arkenthand. The old Dwemer ruins at Arkenthand are extensive on the surface and underground. Head south out of town past the Siltstrider port, then cross bridges east over the Odai River. At the signpost, head north towards Caldera. Immediately on the right, see a signpost for Molag Mar. Turn right and head uphill on an old road to cross an ancient Dwemer bridge over Foyata Mamea. The entrance to Arkenthand is on the east side of the Foyata, south of the bridge. Turn a crank on a pipe nearby to open the doors. Now interestingly, we can ask him about the disappearance of the dwarves. The disappearance of the dwarves predates imperial written records. Dunmer oral accounts record that the Dwemer were utterly destroyed by the gods for profane practices and impiety. Dwarven ruins are scattered across Tamriel, and weapons, armor, housewares, coins, and other items of Dwemer design are often found, but the circumstances surrounding the disappearance of the dwarves remains one of Tamriel's greatest mysteries. Dwemer puzzle box. The little cube I'm looking for is about the size of a fist, maybe a little bigger. It will be made of a coppery metal with a circular design and symbols on one side and some lined marks on the other sides. That's all I want, that little cube. Interesting. Alright, so let's read On Morrowind. Take it off the book list. On Morrowind, the Imperial Province by Aramanwe of Sunhold. After the conquest of Hammerfell, Imperial legions massed along the northeastern borders of Cyrodiil, and invasion fleets prepared in Skyrim. Initially, though the Imperial legions and navy were widely considered undefeatable, House Indoril and the Temple hierarchy proposed to resist to the death. Redoran and Dress stood by Indoril, with Telvanni remaining neutral. Hlalu proposed accommodation. Contrived border incidents in Black Marsh ended inconclusively, but the swampy terrain did not favor Legion and Navy coordination. Against the legions massed west of Silgrad Tower and Kraganmore, and the legions west of Blacklight and Cormaris View, Morrowind had pitifully small militias, stiffened by small companies of Redoran mercenaries, and elite units of house nobles and temple ordinators and armigers. Further complicating matters was the refusal of Indoril, Dress, Hlalu, and Telvanni to garrison the western borders. Indoril and Dress proposed, rather than defend the western border, instead to withdraw to the interior and fight a guerrilla war. With Hlalu advocating accommodation and Telvanni remaining neutral, Redoran therefore faced the prospect of standing alone against the Empire. The situation changed radically when Vivek appeared in person in Vivek City to announce his negotiation of a treaty with Emperor Tiber Septim, reorganizing Morrowind as a province of the Empire, but guaranteeing all rights of faith and self-government. A shocked temple hierarchy, which apparently had not been consulted, greeted the announcement with awkward silence. Indoril swore they would resist to the death, with the loyal support of Dress, while Redoran, grateful for a graceful excuse to avoid facing the legions unsupported, joined with Lalu in welcoming the agreement. Telvanni, seeing which way the wind blew, joined with Lalu and Redoran in supporting the treaty. Nothing is known of the circumstances of the personal meeting between Septim and Vivek, or where it took place, or the preliminaries which must have preceded the treaty. The public reason was to protect the identities of the agents involved. In the West, speculation has centered around the role of Zurin Arctus in brokering the agreement. In the East, rumors suggest that Vivek offered Numidium to aid in the conquest of the Altmer and Somerset Isle in return for significant concessions to preserve self-rule, house traditions, and religious practices in Morrowind. The Lord High Counselor of the Grand Council in Indoril refused to accept the treaty and refused to step down. He was assassinated and replaced by a Hlalu. House Hlalu took the opportunity to settle some old scores with House Indoril, and a number of local councils changed hands in bloody coups. More blood was shed in these inter-house struggles than against the Imperial legions during Morrowind's transition from an independent nation to a province of the Empire. The generals of the legions had dreaded an invasion of Morrowind. The Dunmer were widely regarded as the most dreadful and fanatic foes, further inspired by their temple and clan traditions. The generals had not grasped the political weaknesses of Morrowind, which Emperor Tiber Septim recognized and exploited. At the same time, given the tragic depopulation and destruction experienced by the other provinces conquered by Septim, and the swift and efficient assimilation of Morrowind into the imperial legal systems and economy, with relatively small impact on lower or upper classes of Morrowind citizens, the tribunal also deserves some credit for recognizing the hopelessness of Morrowind's defense and the chance of gaining important concessions at the treaty table by being the first to offer peace. By contrast, many Indoril nobles chose to commit suicide rather than submit to the Empire, with the result that the house was significantly weakened during the period of transition, guaranteeing that they would lose much of their influence and power to House Hlalu, whose influence and power was waxing with its enthusiastic accommodation with the Empire. The temple hierarchy more skillfully managed their loss of face, remaining aloof from political struggles and earning the goodwill of the people by concentrating on their economic, educational, and spiritual welfare. And I've noticed over in the corner of this room there is a book called the Fighters Guild Charter, a new book, which we'll read right quick and take off the list. Imperial Charter of the Guild of Fighters. 1. Purpose. The Guild of Fighters provides employment to free swords and mercenaries and contracts to local citizens. Citizens may contract with the Guild for the removal of creatures and pests, the delivery of goods on dangerous routes, the collection of beasts for the arenas, and other duties defined by the Guild stewards. 2. Authority. The Guild of Fighters was established under the Section 4 of the Guilds Act, and this charter was first confirmed under the Potentate Versaduce in the 321st year of the Second Era. 3. Rules and Procedures. Any member of the Guild of Fighters who strikes or steals from another member shall be expelled from the Guild. Readmittance is at the discretion of the Guild stewards. Citizens who contract with the Guild of Fighters and have a dispute may appeal first to the Guild steward who accepted the contract, and second with the authorities of each province. 4. Membership requirements. The Guild selects candidates who are strong and healthy. A candidate must have some proficiency with long blades, axes, blunt weapons, and shields. Guildsmen must be able to use and maintain heavy armor. 5. Applications for membership. Candidates must present themselves to the steward of the Guild Hall for examination and approval. Attachment A. Fighters Guild chapters in Vardenfell District, Province of Morrowind. Chapters are established in guild-owned, freestanding guild halls in the towns of Aldaroon and Balmora. The chapter in Sadrith Mora is established in Wolverine Hall under lease from the Telvanni Council. The chapter in Vivek is established in the Foreign Quarter under lease from the Tribunal Temple. And, because I forgot, Let's peek at our new faction, the Fighters Guild. We are an associate. Next rank, apprentice. Strength 30, endurance 30. Favorite skills, axe, long blade, blunt weapon, heavy armor, armorer, block. Need 1 skill at 10. Pretty straightforward. Let's head over here now. First, let's disarm the trap. Next, let's see if we can't get it open. Too complex for a journeyman's. We got it with our masters. Small stone chest is empty. Chest is empty. We have a pillow. Trapdoor to Balmora Guild of Fighters, lock level 100. Well, let me go get a fresh batch of Master's lockpicks. We'll visit Nileno Dorvain to do that. And we'll see if we are yet able, if we're even capable of doing level 100 locks yet. We've gained 2 ranks in security since the last time we tried, so it's possible. Especially if we cast our spells. Oh, wrong door. You do that pretty frequently. It's easy to mess that up. Let's head down here.
I'm all yours. Please, go ahead.
We'll go ahead and close that. We'll try this with a master's pick. Ah, yes, it's possible. Which means we've got another door to do here in town, and we've got a quick trip back to Saint Denis to make. It's all pretty easy, though. So let's cast our spells. They are Nimbleness and Jack of Trades. These I do want to get within 5 tries, just because. I don't actually need to sneak, do I? Not with a closed door behind me. That makes this easier. Oh good, we're done leaving locks in our wake. I like that. Bam! Let's head inside. It's a little storage area. If you're expecting some deep dark secret behind the level 100 lock, this is rather an anticlimax. But there it is. Very good. All right. Well, we can unlock any door now.
I see I stand.
And let's check our journal. When I asked Hasfat Antabolus about Morrowind history, he gave me a copy of On Morrowind, the Imperial Province by Eramanwe of Sunhold. I need to do a favor for Hasfat Antabolus before he'll tell me what I need to know. I'm to go to a Dwemer ruin nearby called Arkenthand. I'm supposed to find a little cube with a circular design and some symbols on one side. He called it a Dwemer puzzle box. When I bring the cube back to Antabolus, he'll tell me what I need to know. Cool. All right.
To what do I owe this pleasure?
Now, just because it is useful to me, we'll go ahead and grab the repair tools and arrows out of here. I am going to make a quick run to Satanin now, so we can eliminate one of the two locked doors that I've still left behind. I'm just going to do a reset actors because he's about to wander off of his Strider platform, and we don't want to let that happen.
We make a special trip just for you. Same low price.
Now, we could go to Arkangthand now. We've already encountered it. It's something I skipped because we'd be back on a quest later. I want to finish exploring Balmora first, however. So, let's turn Gansiel Duar away from the door, if we can. I feel like I should be able to, but things aren't always as easy as they should be. Yeah, he's not turning. Alright. Well, that's okay. Let's do Nimbleness and Jack of Trades. Let's get our lockpick ready. Let's make sure it's the one we've already been using. Oh, crud.
This is fortunate. How do you do, Altimer?
Well, I can spin Socucius away. That's something. Gansiel, however, doesn't appear like he's going to move. So we're just going to have to get lucky with this. We got it. Good. I don't even care. Just happy it's over. With that,
Is there something
let's head back to Balmora. There's one other level 100 lock we've seen that we can go ahead and spring open.
Why walk when you can ride?
While we're en route, there's not really any reason not to stop by Dorisa Darvel's, sell off our copy of On Morrowind. So let's do that. Let's drop by our home, just to put away the arrows. I only feel like carrying 10 at a time, so let's put 3 of these away too. Whoa, hold on. What? No. I think I accidentally clicked cancel. There's also not really any reason for me to carry this many probes. Let's just leave the apprentices, leave all but one journeyman's. For lockpicks, it's kind of a different story, but yeah, that's still good enough, I think. Now let's go visit the Morag Tong,
Yes.
where the final level 100 door we've seen is hiding right back here. And we'll cast Jack of Trades and Nimbleness. And then we'll give unlocking it a whirl. And we'll get it. Wonderful. What's back here? Ooh, a corpse. Methus Lalu. He's got a unique amulet that's very valuable. Methus Lalu's amulet is actually on my unique items list. So we'll grab it, pack it out of here. Otherwise, just leave him where he is. I'm going to drop that off at home base. No reason to leave this out either. Or these, for that matter. We can just put everything on the corpse. That's what it's for, after all. Silver Long Sword is for a temple quest. Umbra Sword, Methus Lalu's amulet. Potion of Cure Common Disease. Standard Rising Force Potion. Petty Soul Gem and Droog Wax are all for temple quests. And I've changed my mind again. It must seem silly to you. I kind of do want to keep all my thief tools and all my repair tools with me. I'm not really using the inventory space for anything else, after all, so I don't know why I wouldn't. Alright, now with that, let's go to Drarain Thelus's house. We haven't actually been in there yet, just because I left it on the other side of the river because unexplored, because I knew we were going to get the first Fighters Guild quest. There's no point, in fact, you can sort of mess up the quest progression if you go there early, because the rats will already be in there and you can kill them in advance. Alrighty, awesome. So we don't have too much of Balmora left to explore now either. If you look at the map, we're going to do Drarain Thelus's house. Then we have the Mages Guild, Revere Trader, the Lucky Lockup, and the Council Club. We'll finish up in Balmora, then we'll head out to Arkangthand first. For now, Drarain Thelus, I think, is right here. So let's go in here on the ground floor. Look around the house first.
Do you have something to say, Outlander?
We can check her containers. I don't anticipate finding anything too useful here right in front of her, but you never do know. Basket of pillows. That's unique. Alright, let's talk to her. Drarain Thelus, are you the one they sent to take care of the cave rats? Background, I am Drarain Thelus, commoner. I'll ask her about cave rats last. Morrowind lore. House Lalu is an ambitious house of traders and merchant princes. They are strong supporters of the Empire. Necromancy. Our practice of binding our dead to protect sacred and family property is our right, and protected by temple and imperial law. Vampires is a new topic. The Dunmer hate necromancy and the undead, and hate blood vampires in particular. Blood vampires are powerful undead creatures that feed on humanoid blood. The vampire curse is contracted from disease-contaminated blood. Victims of vampire attacks sometimes become vampires. There is no known cure for vampirism but the destruction of the vampire. Ash vampires are not blood vampires. Though both are powerful, immortal undead, ash vampires do not feed on blood and have no connection with blood vampires. Alright, let's ask her about the cave rats. These rats are such a nuisance, I'm worried they'll eat all of my pillows. You like pillows, don't you, Travis? Anyway, I've got one trapped in my bedroom here, and the other two are in my storage area upstairs. Rats, that is, not pillows. Here's the key for that door. There are at least 3 of these beasts. I hope they haven't gotten into my good pillows. Your journal has been updated. Storage key has been added to your inventory. We'll promptly eliminate the storage key. I prefer to pick my locks. First things first, let's get in here. Deal with rat number 1. Cave rat. Just leave his body where it is. We can unlock her small chest. Which of course we'll do. Take the gold inside. We go through here, we've got the Cantatas of Vivec, which we've read, 36 Lessons of Vivec Sermon 20, which is a new book. You've gained knowledge from this book. Your long blade skill increased to 100. Alright, let's read this one and take it off the list. The 36 Lessons of Vivec, Sermon 20. The first monster was actually 2, having been born twice like his mother-father Vivec. He was not the mightiest of the 8 to escape Muatra, but his actions were the most worrisome. He was known as Moon Axle, and he harvested the leftovers foibles of nature. This he did twice, as was said, and the second harvest always brought ruin or unwritten law. His aspect was faceted like a polyhedron. No perils are mentioned in the finding of Moon Axle, but it was known that he was immune to spears, so Vivec had to use the sword not held against him. Before he took issue with the monster, the warrior poet asked, "How came you to be immune to spears?" To which Moon Axle replied, "Mine is a dual nature and protean. I am in fact made of many straight lines, though none last too long. In this way I have learned to ignore all true segments." Luckily, the sword not held was curved, and therefore could cut into Moon Axle, and before the sun was up he was bleeding from many wounds. Vivec did not slay him outright, for to do so would keep the foibles of nature within him and not back where they belonged. Soon Vivec had traced geography right again, and Moon Axle was ready to be slain. Vivec rose up in his giant form, to be terrible to look upon. He reached into the west and pulled out a canyon, holding it like a horn. He reached east and ate a handful of Nyx hounds. Blowing their spirits through the canyon made a terrible wail, not unlike an unsolved woman. He said, "Let this overtake you," and Moon Axle was overtaken by the curvatures of stolen souls. They wrapped about the monster like resin, until finally he could not move, nor could his dual nature. Vivec said, "Now you are solved," and pierced his child with Muatra. Moon Axle had been reduced to something static, and therefore shattered. The lines of Moon Axle were collected by Velothi philosophers and taken into caves. There, and for a year, Vivec taught the philosophers how to turn the lines of his son into the spokes of mystery wheels. This was the birth of the first whirling school. Before, there had only been the surface thought of fire. Vivec looked at his first wheeling students and observed, "Alike the egg-layered universe is this morbid possession of 3 distant coverage, soul-wrecked and alive, like my name is alive. In this cloister you have discovered one walking path, hilled like a sword but more coarsened. So edged it is that it has to be whispered to keep the tongue from bleeding, where its signs evacuate their former meanings like empires that tarry too long. The sword is estrangement from statesmanship. Look on the estimable lines of my son, now crafted star-wise, his every limb equidistant from the center. Is he solved because I will it so? There cannot be a second stage. Think on the theory that my existence promulgates the 5 elements, and that like the egg-layered universe I am cause for great density. Here is a thought that can break the wagon's axle. Here is another that can soar. The ending of the words is Alm Civi. And we've got a copy of the Anticipations, which we've read. That's just a big-ass stack of pillows. No need to worry about that. Let's head upstairs to the storage area, where there will be 2 more rats to deal with. We'll just leave their corpses. Check it out. There's not much up here, but basket of pillows. Oh my, she is really into pillows. Almost uncomfortably so. It's alright though. With that done, we can effect repair of our katana. I want to make sure I don't fall prey to
Do you have something to say?
the resetting hotkey bug. And let's talk to Drarain Thelas about the cave rats again. I'll take your word that the cave rats are dead. Here, take these 100 septims. It's what I agreed to pay the Fighters Guild. Your journal has been updated. 100 gold has been added to your inventory. Alright. Drarain Thela... Oh yes, I neglected to read my journal. Drarain Thelas told me that she has 1 rat trapped in her bedroom, and there are others in her storage area upstairs. She has given me the key to get in. I should find and kill all of the rats and return to her when I'm done. Drarain Thelas thanked me for getting rid of the rats and paid me 100 gold. Cool. Let's cross over now. Back to the Fighters Guild. It's actually faster to go in through the upstairs door, so it takes you right to Idis. You here for orders or advancement, associate, or was there something else you wanted? Cave rat. So you killed the rats, Travis? Not bad, for you. You ready for more orders? Your journal has been updated. Advancement. The Fighters Guild recognizes you, Travis. You are now Travis the Apprentice. Very good. Try it again. Your talents are noteworthy, but some question your depth of devotion. Perform more duties for the Fighters Guild and you will earn your place. Alright, orders. A local egg mine has problems with egg poachers, and you're going to solve those problems. Egg poachers. Yes, egg poachers. May sound silly, but those Kwama eggs are among the few things worth exporting from this nasty little province. Drambaro, the owner of Shulk Egg Mine, wants to make an example of these thieves to keep other miners from getting funny ideas. The egg poachers Savilo Othan and Danila Vallis are former egg miners and longtime local troublemakers. You can handle that, can't you? Report back when the poachers are dead. Your journal has been updated. Shulk Egg Mine. The mine is a short distance southwest of Balmora in the bluffs west of the Odai River. The old suspension bridge across the Odai is just southeast of the mine entrance. Follow the river south of Balmora until you see the bridge overhead. You're not afraid of a little swim, are you? Your journal has been updated. It's alright. I reported to Idis FireEye that I had killed the rats plaguing Drarain Thelas. Savilo Othan and Danila Vallis, former egg miners and local troublemakers, are poaching eggs from Shulk Egg Mine. Report back to Idis when they're dead. Idis FireEye tells me that the egg mine is located a short distance southwest of Balmora in the bluffs west of the Odai River. The old suspension bridge across the Odai is just southeast of the mine entrance. I'm to follow the river south of Balmora until I see the bridge overhead. Simple enough. This quest is called the Egg Poachers, incidentally. Pretty straightforward. Alright, that one was fun. Okay, that's it for the Fighters Guild for now, as it's all we can do without leaving town. So, let's just head right next door and visit the Guild of Mages. Right here at the entrance is the woman we need to talk to, the steward, Rannis Athris. Are you looking for me? You want to join the Mages Guild? Spells. Faction members only, High Elf. Well, okay. Let's try advancement. I cannot offer you advancement unless you join the Mages Guild. That's fair. Duties. Would you like to join the Mages Guild? Little secret. Mages Guild. The Mages Guild is dedicated to the preservation and distribution of magical knowledge. Okay. Molag Amur. Molag Amur is the rocky, uninhabited wilderness interior of southeastern Vardenfell. There are only a few paths in this area, and travel is hazardous because of the lava pools. Requirements. The Guild of Mages only accepts candidates of keen intelligence and dominant will. Candidates must exhibit mastery in the great schools of magic: destruction, alteration, illusion, and mysticism. Candidates must also display practical knowledge of enchantments and alchemical processes. Rules. Perform any duties assigned to you by the masters of the guild. Learn from them and grow strong. Always share your knowledge freely with other guild members. Never strike or steal from another guild member. Your journal has been updated. Solstheim. And finally, of course, we're going to join the Mages Guild. Yes, you look like the sort we could use in the Mages Guild. Will you take the Mage's Oath and join the guild? Yes, or what is the Mage's Oath? There's plenty to do here in the Mages Guild, too, so... What is the Mage's Oath? Perform any duties assigned to you by the masters of the guild. Learn from them and grow strong. Always share your knowledge freely with other guild members. Never strike or steal from another guild member. Does this appeal to you? Yes, I would like to join. You are now a member of the Mages Guild. Welcome, associate. Easy enough. When you are ready, you can ask for duties to perform, and once you are ready, you can ask me about advancement in the guild. So let's try her services again. What's your rank, Travis? No, sorry. Later, perhaps, when you're higher rank, but not now. Okay. So we still can't buy her spells. Let's try advancement. You meet our requirements, Travis, but you have not yet completed the duties expected of an apprentice. Duties. I don't have any duties for an associate. Speak with me again when you have proven yourself. In the meantime, speak with Ajira. I believe she may have some small tasks for you. Okay. Cool. So let's look behind her.
What may I do for you?
Nothing there. There is a small chest to unlock. Alrighty. And just because we forgot to look at our second rank in the Fighters Guild. Apprentice, next rank Journeyman, Strength 30, Endurance 30, need 1 skill at 20. Mages Guild. Associate, next rank Apprentice, Intelligence 30, Willpower 30. Favorite skills, Alchemy, Mysticism, Illusion, Alteration, Destruction, Enchant, need 1 skill at 10. Easy enough. Let's spring this small chest, which will raise security to 33. Awesome. Then we're allowed to use the Mages Guild supply chest, which is nice. Okay, now the only interesting things in here, we've read the Invocation of Azura, but the Vagaries of Magica, I believe, is a new book. Nope, just kidding, we've read it too. So, actually, the only interesting thing are these Restore Magica potions, which I'm only going to start using because I'm actually a bit low. Let's check these other baskets right quick. Containers, whatever word you want to use. You'll notice these standard potions barely make a dent in our gap. Ooh, a comberry. We will want that. Now let's head upstairs. This is just the second floor entrance, just like the one next door at the Fighters Guild.
How nice. I like good company. What can I do for you?
We can chat with Galbadir, though, and we should. Step right up, Travis, and look over my collection of scrolls. How about the flashy and cheap Taldem's Scorcher to burn your foes, or on Ducey's Unhinging to open stuck chests and doors? If you're going somewhere dangerous, try some Scrolls of Vitality and Vigor to restore your health and fatigue. If you're in real trouble, you'll want Almcivi Intervention or Divine Intervention to transport you instantly to the nearest temple or nearest Imperial Shrine. So if we barter with her, you'll notice she doesn't have an empty Grand Soul Gem, nor does she have a Golden Saint, the only things I'd care about. All she's got is a Winged Twilight. Nope, useless. Let's dialogue with her, though. Background. I am Galbadir, Enchanter and Journeyman of the Mages Guild. Let's just rip through all of these. Duties. Speak with Ajira. Fighters Guild. Yep. Little advice. Learn the Mark, Recall, Levitation, and Open spells. Mark and Recall are essential for any long-distance travel. There are plenty of places you can't get to without levitation, and treasure does you no good if it's behind a locked door or in a locked chest. Little secret. Everybody can learn a few spells. You don't need to be a wizard to cast spells. It makes life easier, and when you learn a spell, practice. It's the only way to learn, and it helps to pass the time. Mages Guild. The Mages Guild is dedicated to the preservation and distribution of magical knowledge. Pursue your studies diligently, Travis, and the benefits of belonging to the Mages Guild will become clear to you. Morrowind lore. In Telvanni District, the few Telvanni tower towns are just big villages with wizard towers. My trade. We'll rip through all of these. Not that I expect anything new past all this. Soul Sickness. Oh, this is new. It's strange, isn't it? Lots of people I know are having bad dreams, seeing strange visions, acting funny. The Tribunal Temple just goes on and on about sin and wickedness. But they're just religious fanatics. It is odd, though. Wonder if it has anything to do with all the blight storms this year. South Wall, specific place, Thieves Guild. Alright, let's rip past her then. Here's the, I guess, back entrance to the second floor. So let's eyeball her desk. There's just a soul gem in there right now. We could steal these soul gems if we wanted to, but there's no need. I think we have already read Origin of the Mages Guild, so no need for that. So instead, let's just work on this level 90 lock she's got. Well, I wonder if I can do it with the Journeyman's yet. Not yet. Masters it is. Alrighty.
Now, where did I put that?
Good, we got it. Let's head downstairs now, where we can speak with Estir Deline. Welcome to Balmora, council seat of House Lalu. How can I serve you? She's a spell maker, just FYI. But for the moment, let's just note that she sells spells. First, let's admire her disposition to above 90. It's almost there by default. There it is, 100. So from her, there are several spells we can buy, and of course, we want to buy them all. We have Fire Bite, Shock, Paralysis, Poison, Earwig, Flea Bite, Burden, Feather, Poisonous Touch, Bound Boots, Bound Dagger, Bound Helm, and Bound Longbow. Neat. Now we'll do her dialogue. Agility. Background. I am Estir Deline, mage and apprentice of the Mages Guild. We've done all this before with Igfa in Fort Pelagiad. Alright, that's it for her. If we duck over here, we've got Brief History of the Empire, all of which we've already read. If we go over here, we find 2 chests, but let's talk to Sharn Gra Musgab first. You'll see why in a second. Let's talk with her. I cannot think with all these interruptions. Please leave me alone. So we'll do the same thing with her. Alright, so let's buy Sharn's spells first. We have Strong Resist Fire, Strong Resist Frost, Strong Resist Magicka, Strong Resist Poison, Strong Resist Shock, Cure Common Disease on Other, and Belina's Soothing Balm. We'll buy all of those. Then we'll do her dialogue. Duties, latest rumors. Ajira made a bet with Galbadir about who would get to the rank of journeyman first. I hope it doesn't end with more flame atronachs in the guild library like last time. Bet with Galbadir. They've been at each other's throats since they got here over which one is a better mage and whether Khajiit are better thieves than Bosmer. Mages Guild. A rat's nest, unsound practices, slipshod scholarship, politics, lame brains and lunatics, but essential for research, and worthwhile for the discounts on services if nothing else. Moraine Dren here, she's not so bad, good intentions, and Edwina Elbert over in Aldroon, interesting projects, a bit out of touch perhaps, but sound and sensible. She sells potions. Necromancy. In the Empire, necromancy is a legitimate discipline, though body and spirit are protected property and may not be used without permission of the owner, but in Morrowind the Dunmer loathe necromancers and put them to death. That's absurd, of course, since the Dunmer summon their own dead to guard tombs and defend the family. Sacred necromancy is righteous, while philosophical necromancy is evil. It's primitive superstition, that's all. Necromancers. No, of course not. I can't teach you spells. I'm not a necromancer. No, absolutely not a necromancer. Your journal has been updated. Interesting. Sharngra Musgab assures me she is not a necromancer and that she cannot teach me any spells. I wonder. Oh, and I never did this. These are the rules of the Mages Guild. I must perform any duties assigned to me by the masters of the guild. I must learn from them and grow strong. I must always share my knowledge freely with other guild members. I must never strike or steal from another guild member. Okay, sure, that's fine. So let's open these two chests. Let's start with the 75. And then hit the 25. So that one is potions. This one has some books in it. Ancestors and the Dunmer we have read. Vampires of Vardenfell V1 we've read. Darkest Darkness is a new book, I think. Oh, maybe not. Nope, we've already read it. Just kidding. And Sharn's Legions of the Dead is actually just a copy of the book Legions of the Dead, which is new that we'll read. But let's take it out and read it. Legions of the Dead, Sharngra Musgab's personal copy. So we'll go ahead and take Legions of the Dead off the book list because the text is identical, save that blurb. Undead commonly occur in three basic types: spirit, flesh, and fleshless. Spirit revenants, like the Ancestor Ghost, Wraith, and Dwarven Ghost, can only be harmed by weapons that are enchanted or made of refined substances such as silver. Ancestor Ghosts, the most common spirit revenant, are harmless apart from the minor curses they lay upon their victims. Wraiths are similar to ghosts, but they are capable of inflicting wounds to the careless explorer. Dwarven ghosts are more dangerous still, but they generally appear only in dwarven ruins. Flesh revenants, or zombies as they are often called in the West, are known as bone walkers in Morrowind. Magic preserves the bone walker's fleshy remains along with the bones and spirit. Bone walkers are readily identified by the sharp protuberances of bone and metal employed in the rituals that bind them to this plane. All bone walkers are malevolent and dangerous, but the greater bone walkers are far worse than the more common lesser bone walkers. Thankfully, normal weapons harm bone walkers. It is difficult to generalize about fleshless revenants or skeletons. The agility and fighting ability of the animated remains may depend on the abilities of the revenant's former life, and may therefore be weak or strong, or more or less capable with weapons and shields. Fortunately, enchanted weapons are not needed to destroy skeletons. An exception is the Bone Lord, a peculiar form of revenant that seems to derive its powers more from its spirit energies than from the substance of its skeletal remains. Bone Lords are very powerful and very dangerous. Normal weapons do not affect them. Vampires were believed to be extinct in Morrowind for centuries. Dunmer culture has a special hatred for vampires, and in earlier times the Ordinators and Buoyant Armigers hunted them to extinction. In recent years, however, vampires have either begun to sneak into Morrowind, or long dormant ones have been awakened. Vampires vary in their substance and power according to their age and accumulated lore, but even the weakest vampire is immeasurably stronger than most other undead. Note, ash vampires are not vampires and are not undead. Ash vampires are extremely dangerous. While their spirit and substance may indeed be preserved by some magical process, the holy warriors of the Tribunal Temple report that spell effects known to affect the undead have no effect on ash vampires. Interesting. Well, let's go have a chat with Sharn again, now that we have her. Oh yes, what? Are you deaf? No interruptions. I can't think. And I should have let you know, we have a miscellaneous quest here. It's actually a Mages Guild quest. I'm not a necromancer. Interesting. Alrighty. Now that I've written that down in my notes properly. What? Are you deaf? No interruptions. I can't think. Necromancers. Where did you get that? That's my copy of Legions of the Dead. Oh, all right. I'm a necromancer. Look, I'll teach you a spell, but you'll have to keep your mouth shut about this. I can teach you the Summon Ancestral Ghost spell, or if you prefer, I can teach you Summon Skeletal Minion. Teach me a ghost summoning, teach me a skeleton summoning. The ghost is a bit more useful, because you can use it on anything with lower quality weapons than silver, and they can't hurt it. As you wish. It's a simple matter, really. Sharn takes you aside and teaches you how to summon an ancestral ghost. Now, remember, you said you'd keep quiet about this. Your journal has been updated. Goodbye. When I showed Sharn Gramuzgab her own personal copy of Legions of the Dead, she admitted she is a necromancer and agreed to teach me a summoning spell. So now we got Summon Ancestral Ghost, which we may have already known. I'm not even sure actually, but it doesn't matter. Oh, good. Okay. Let's keep on quaffing potions. And let's duck back here. We'll look at the beds first. We're able to sleep in these beds now too, not that it really matters. Check under the pillows, just as a matter of principle. Check it. Unlock the closet. Still, that does resolve Sharn's little quest. Nothing important in there. Let's head over here. Look at these books. Mages Guild Charter. Now I think that's actually a new book. It is. So we'll read it right quick and take it off the list. Imperial Charter of the Guild of Mages. 1. Purpose. The Guild of Mages provides benefits to scholars of magic and established laws regarding the proper use of magic. The Guild is dedicated to the collection, preservation, and distribution of magical knowledge, with an emphasis on ensuring that all citizens of Tamriel benefit from this knowledge. 2. Authority. The Guild of Mages was established on Somerset Isle in the year 230 of the Second Era by Vanus Galerian and Rillis XII. It was later confirmed by the Guilds Act of Potentate Versaduce. 3. Rules and Procedures. Crimes against fellow members of the Guild are treated with the harshest discipline. Whether a member may regain their status in the Guild is determined by the Archmage. 4. Membership requirements. The Guild of Mages only accepts candidates of keen intelligence and dominant will. Candidates must exhibit mastery in the great schools of magic: destruction, alteration, illusion, and mysticism. Candidates must also display practical knowledge of enchantments and alchemical processes. 5. Applications for membership. Candidates must present themselves to the steward of the guild hall for examination and approval. Attachment A. Mages Guild chapters in Vardenfell District, Province of Morrowind. Chapters are established in guild-owned, freestanding guild halls in the towns of Aldrune, Balmora, and Caldera. The chapter in Sadrith Mora is established in Wolverine Hall under lease from the Telvanni Council. The chapter in Vivec is established in the Foreign Quarter under lease from the Tribunal Temple. Fair enough. Galerian the Mystic we've read. Fragment on Artaeum, I think, is a new book. It is. We'll read it and take it off the list. On Artaeum by Tors Il Anselma. The Isle of Artaeum, is the third largest island in the Somerset Archipelago, located south of the Morrowind village of Potenza and west of the mainland village of Runcibe. It is best known for being home to the Sigic Order, perhaps the oldest monastic group in Tamriel. The earliest written record of Sigics is from the 20th year of the First Era, and tells the tale of the renowned Breton sage and author Vornet, traveling to the Isle of Artaeum to meet with Iachesis, the Rite Master of the Sigics. Even then, the Sigics were the counselors of kings and proponents of the Elder Way, taught to them by the original race that inhabited Tamriel. The Elder Way is a philosophy of meditation and study, said to bind the forces of nature to the individual will. It differs from Magicka in origin, but the effects are much the same. That said, it is perhaps more than coincidence that the Isle of Artaeum literally vanished from the shores of Somerset at the beginning of the Second Era at about the time of the founding of the Mages Guild in Tamriel. Various historians and scholars have published theories about this, but perhaps none but Iachesis and his own could shed light on the matter. 500 years passed and Artaeum returned. The Sigics on the isle consisted of persons, mostly elves, who had disappeared and were presumed dead in the Second Era. They could not, or would not, offer any explanation for Artaeum's whereabouts during that time, or the fate of Iachesis and the original council of Artaeum. Currently, the Sigics are led by the lore master Celeris, who has presided over the Council of Artaeum for the last 250 years. The Council's influence in Tamrielan politics is tidal. The kings of Somerset, particularly those of Morrowind, have often sought the Sigics' opinion. Emperor Uriel V was much influenced by the Council in the early, most glorious parts of his reign, before his disastrous attack on Akavir. It has even been suggested that the fleet of King Orcam of Pyandonia was destroyed by a joint effort of Emperor Antiochus and the Sigic Order. The last four emperors, Uriel VI, Morihatha, Pelagius IV, and Uriel VII, have been suspicious of the Sigics enough to refuse ambassadors from the Isle of Artaeum within the imperial city. The Isle of Artaeum is difficult to chart geographically. It is said that it shifts continuously, either at random or by decree of the council. Visitors to the island are so rare as to be almost unheard of. Anyone desirous of a meeting with a Sigic may find contacts in Potenza and Runcibe, as well as many of the kingdoms of Somerset. Were it more accessible, Artaeum would be a favored destination for travelers. I have been to the Isle once and still dream of its idyllic orchards and clear pastures, its still and silent lagoons, its misty woodlands, and the unique Sigic architecture that seems to be as natural as its surroundings, as well as wondrous in its own right. The Sephora Tower in particular I would study, for it is a relic from a civilization that predates the High Elves by several hundred years, and is still used in certain rites by the Sigics. Perhaps one day I might return. Note: the author is currently on the Isle of Artaeum by gracious consent of Master Sargenius of the Council of Artaeum. And here we have Where Were You When the Dragon Broke? It's another new book, which we'll read and take off the list. Where were you when the dragon broke? Korax, Cyrodiil, Elder Council. No one understands what happened when the Selectives danced on that tower. It would be easy to dismiss the whole matter as nonsense were it not for the Amulet of Kings. Even the Elder Scrolls do not mention it. Let me correct myself. The Elder Scrolls cannot mention it. When the Moth Priests attune the scrolls to the timeless time, their glyphs always disappear. The Amulet of Kings, however, with its oversoul of emperors, can speak of it at length. According to Hestra, Cyrodiil became an empire across the stars. According to Shorel, Cyrodiil became an egg. Most say something in a language they can only speak sideways. The Council has collected texts and accounts from all of its provinces, and they only offer stories that never coincide save on one point. All the folk of Tamriel during the Middle Dawn, in whatever when they were caught in, tracked the fall of the 8 stars, and that is how they counted their days. Mira Nabisi, Dunmer, Triune Mistress of the New Temple. Accounts of the Middle Dawn are the province of the Empire of Men, and proof of the deceit that call themselves the Aedra. 8 stars fell on Tamriel, one for each iniquity that Lorcan made clear to the world. Veloth read these signs, and he told Boethia, who confirmed them, and he told Mephala, who made words against them, and he told Azura, who sent Almcivi to steer the true folk clear of harm. Even the 4 corners of the House of Troubles rose to protect the periphery of your madness. We watched our borders and saw them shift like snakes, and saw you run around in it like the spirits of old, devoid of math, without your if-thens, succumbing to the ever-now like slaves of the slim folly stasis. Do not ask us where we were when the dragon broke, for of all the world only we truly know, and we might just show you how to break it again. Relate horror, Khajiit, tender to the main. Do you mean where were the Khajiit when the dragon broke? Relate tells you where, recording it. 1008 years you've heard it. You think the Syro-Nordics came up with that all on their own. You humans are better thieves than even Rajin. While you were fighting wars with phantoms and giving birth to your own fathers, it was the Main that watched the Jacques Haget because the moons were the only constant and you didn't have the sugar to see it. We'll give you credit. You broke Alkosh something fierce, and that's not easy. Just don't think you've solved what you accomplished by it, or can ever solve it. You did it again with Big Walker, not once, but twice. Once at Rimmen, which we'll never learn to live with. The second time it was in Daggerfall, or was it Sentinel, or was it Wayrest, or was it in all 3 places at once? Get me, Cyrodiil? When will you wake up and realize what really happened to the dwarves? Manimarco, God of Worms, the Necromancers. The 3 thieves of Morrowind could tell you where they were. So could the High King of Alinor, who was the one who broke it in the first place. There are others on this earth that could, too. Ysmir, Pelinal, Arnand the Fox, or should I say Arctus. The last dwarf would talk if they would let him. As for myself, I was here and there and here again, like the rest of the mortals during the dragon break. How do you think I learned my mystery? The Marukati Selective showed us all the glories of the dawn, so that we might learn, simply, as above, so below. Interesting. Alright, let's chat with Moraine Dren now. Hello friend, I'm Moraine Dren. Welcome to Balmora. If you have a question, I'll be happy to answer it, or try anyway, and if it's just a little advice you'd like, that's fine too. He also sells spells, so let's get him above 90, and let's buy all the ones we don't already know, which include a lot. Fire Shield, Charming Touch, Calm Humanoid, Frost Shield, Buoyancy, Water Walking, Ondusi's Open Door, First Barrier, Levitate, Lightning Shield, Summon Least Bonewalker. Let's get those. And summon Skeletal Minion. Neat. Background. I am Moraine Dren, mage and apprentice of the Mages Guild. Let's do the rest of his dialogue. Bet with Galbadir. It doesn't surprise me. Come on, a tongue. Little advice. Join the Mages Guild, rise ranks to get good rates for services, and stay in their good graces by minding their rules and performing the required duties. Little secrets. Little secret. Interested in dwarven artifacts? Fine. Dwarven ruins are fascinating, and there's good loot. Just one suggestion. You find yourself over your head, back out, and go back to running errands and hunting rats for a while. Seriously, those centurions, spider centurions, sphere centurions, steam centurions, they are far too dangerous for most adventurers. Mages Guild, Morrowind lore. Morrowind used to be free farmers and herders and fishermen ruled by great houses and their noble councils. But since the imperial occupation, the Dunmer are more dependent on trade and industry. My trade. I am a mage. My study is the destruction and alteration of the visible and invisible world. I study magic for its pure intellectual challenge and rewards, but I am paid in gold for the practical applications of my knowledge. I defend myself with spells of the College of Destruction, and leap, swim, and levitate with the spells of the College of Alteration. I sell spells, and I am a spellmaker who creates spells to your specifications. I can also teach you in my skills for a fee. Nerevarine, Nine Toes. Let's do the rest of these. Specific place, Thieves Guild. Alright. That's it for him, so let's head into the final room, where, let's search the desk. Let's speak with Massalini Marion. Let me see. I'm Massalini Marion, the Breton Guild Guide. I provide instantaneous transport between various Mages Guild halls on Vardenfell. What is your destination? I can also help with local information. Do you need services? Are you looking for some specific place? Or for someone in particular? First things first. Let's get her disposition above 90. And let's buy all of her spells, which include Bound Mace, Bound Spear, Reflect, Soul Trap, Weak Spell Drinker, Poet's Whim, Great Resist Common Disease, Variable Resist Corpus Disease, and Great Resist Fire. Cool. Now we'll dialogue with her. Background. I am Massalini Marion, Guild Guide and Apprentice of the Mages Guild. Destination. I can teleport you instantly from our Mages Guild here in Balmora to the Vivek Mages Guild, or the Aldrune Mages Guild, or the Caldera Mages Guild, or the Sadrith Mora Mages Guild. My trade. I'm a guild guide. I can teleport you to various destinations for a modest fee. Alright, that's it for her.
Friend, the day is yours. What shall we talk about?
I think we've read The House of Troubles. I always forget, there are just so many books. But yes, we've read The House of Troubles. Let's check this desk. Nothing. Let's check these containers. There is a comberry here. I need to be careful, though. So I'll quick save. Let's quick save before we swipe it. And that time we didn't even get it. Okay. That's fine. Journeyman's is pretty useless. I have no use for any of the stuff that's sitting out here. Not even the Master's Mortar and Pestle.
What can Khajiit do for you?
Before we chat with Ajira,
Well, I find myself in pleasant company. Please share your thoughts.
I want to steer these two because we're going to need to unlock the chest behind Ajira, which unfortunately has a lock level of... Well, the lock level of 75 isn't so bad at this point. Alrighty.
Who put that there?
Got it. Excellent. Don't care about any of the potions. So, let me just finish drinking down these standard restore magicas. And then we'll chat with Ajira.
What was that about?
Alright. What brings you to Ajira's shop? Do you want duties from Ajira? Do you want the local brews, or help in a fight, some Telvanni bug musk, or a way to reach the high places? I'm not sure if we should ask her about bet with Galbadir yet. Okay, that's fine. We'll leave duties alone for now. Foyata Mamea. Foyatas are valleys made by lava from Red Mountain. Foyata Mamea is very old, very easily recognized. An old Dwemer bridge crosses the Foyata near Fort Moonmoth. Help in a fight. Ajira sells potions of restore health for when you are bleeding, and potions of restore fatigue when you are weary. Local brews. Yes, Ajira sells Mazda, Flynn, and Sujama. They make you as strong as a Kagudi and half as smart. Puts hair on your face. Mage's Guild, Odai, Solstheim, Telvanni Bug Musk. Ajira does not like the Telvanni, but even Khajiit like the smell of bug musk. Try some and smell how all the women like you. Duties. Yes, Ajira has duties for you. Before Ajira can be a journeyman in the Mages Guild, Ajira must study local mushrooms. To finish Ajira's report, Ajira needs samples of Luminous Rusula, Violet Coprinus, Bungler's Bane, and Hyphafacia. Ajira knows you can find all these on the Bitter Coast. The easiest way is go south along the River Odai until you see a wooden bridge across the river. Get out of the river there and find a path west over the hills. Your journal has been updated. So this one is pretty easy. So we'll take care of these little first couple of quests right quick because they're super easy. Let's do Bungler's Bane. Bungler's Bane grows on trees and sometimes other things. It looks like the tree has brown shells. Ajira warns you not to eat Bungler's Bane. Hyphafacia. Hypophacia looks much like Bungler's Bane and grows like a shelf on trees and other things. Hypophacia is safe to eat, but make sure it is not Bungler's Bane. Luminous Rusula. Rusula comes from a short, smelly toadstool which is brown on top. Violet Coprinus. Coprinus comes from long-stemmed toadstools which glow blue at night. Ajira asked me to bring her samples of 4 types of mushrooms, Luminous Rusula, Violet Coprinus, Bungler's Bane, and Hypophacia. They may be found in the swamps of the Bitter Coast. I can get there by following the river Odai south of Balmora until I see a wooden bridge. After I pass the bridge, I should look for a way over the hills to the west. Easy enough. Now this first real quest is Mage's Guild, 4 types of mushrooms. This is pretty easy. We'll take care of it right quick. So, let's head out. That's it for now. We'll make a quick pit stop at our home just to drop off the comberry we picked up. Similarly, we'll run to Dorisa Darvel's, sell her the copy of Legions of the Dead we got in extorting Sharn. Other than that, we're good. So we've found all those mushrooms a million times before, and I think we've been playing long enough that the ones right by Satanine should have restocked by now. Dude, you gotta quit trying to translocate off of your platform here. It's not cool. So let's just ride the Strider to Satanine.
Make a special trip just for you. Same low price.
Get 2 of them right over here. There's a Luminous Rusula. There's a Violet Coprinus. Let's just find a tree. We got Bungler's Bane here. And we shouldn't have to go too far to find a Hypophacia. There we go. Alright, we've got all 4. Let's run back and turn them into Ajira. Very easy.
Where would you like to go?
Yes, Outlander, what may I do?
Welcome. I must say I find you most interesting.
Has Travis found the mushrooms Ajira needs? Do you have samples of all the mushrooms, Luminous Rusula, Violet Coprinus, Bungler's Bane, and Hypophacia? Yes, here they are. Yes, these are all good samples. Now Ajira can write the report and be a journeyman of the Mages Guild. Ajira has made potions for you to take in return. Ajira is no great alchemist yet, but Ajira thinks you can use these. Your journal has been updated. She took the mushrooms and gave us 4 cheap restore health, which I'll just turn around and sell right back to her because they're useless. Make sure she doesn't sell any apparatus I need. No. So now let's do duties again. Yes, Ajira has more duties for Travis. Ajira made a bet with Galbadir. Ajira made a bet with Galbadir that Ajira would be a journeyman before Galbadir. Now Ajira must study these mushrooms and write a report. Ajira wants you to give Galbadir a fake soul gem. Okay, fake soul gem. Ajira has made a fake soul gem. Take it and put it in Galbadir's desk upstairs. Galbadir should be coming downstairs to talk with Moraine Dren, so no one will see you do this thing. Your journal has been updated. Fake soul gem has been added to your inventory.
Our sugar is yours, friend.
Ajira thanked me for bringing her the mushroom samples. Ajira gave me a fake soul gem. She wants me to sabotage Galbadir's journeyman project. I should put the fake soul gem in Galbadir's desk. Mages Guild, fake soul gem. Fair enough. And we've completed the 4 types of mushrooms quest. This one's easy. We don't even have to leave the building. Now Galbadir is in fact coming downstairs.
How nice. I like good company. What can I do for you?
Let's chat with Rannis for advancement. Congratulations, you are now officially Travis the Apprentice. Study diligently and perform your duties. So, first let's see if we can advance again. No. Will she sell us spells? No. Alright, fair enough. Will she give us duties? No. Alright, so at Apprentice, next rank Journeyman, Intelligence 30, Willpower 30, need 1 skill at 20. Okay, that's easy. Let's just stick the fake soul gem in Galbadir's desk. Easy enough. And we can run downstairs and talk to Ajira again.
Good friend, this is an honor.
Alrighty. Has Travis put the fake soul gem in Galbadir's desk? You have put the gem in the desk as Ajira asked. Ajira thanks you. Your journal has been updated. Duties. Ajira must now study local flowers. Yes, Ajira must study flowers now. Ajira needs samples of gold cannet, stoneflower petals, willow anther, and heather. These can all be found on the shores of Lake Amaya. Your journal has been updated. So we found all of those before too, so we'll go ahead and do this right quick as well. They can all be found over in the Ascadian Isles. We found a million samples of them before. We'll find a few again. Let's ask about everything right quick. Gold cannet. Gold cannet grows near rocks. It has yellow flowers and broad dark green leaves. The leaves are spiny, so Ajira warns you not to touch the leaves. Heather. Heather has needles like the trees in Skyrim and High Rock, but it grows near the ground and has pink flowers. Lake Amaya. To get to Lake Amaya, go southeast out of Balmora, past Fort Moonmoth, then follow the signs and take the road to Pelagiad. After you cross the Foyata Mamea, go towards Saran at the next crossroads. All the flowers Ajira needs are near the path to Saran, which runs along the north shore of Lake Amaya. Stoneflower petals. Stoneflowers are dark blue and their stems bend towards the ground when they are in bloom. The leaves look like they are folded along the stems. Willow anther. Willow flowers are reddish and tall, but they do not bend to the ground like stone flowers. The leaves are long and thin. Ajira thanked me for helping her sabotage Galbadir's experiment. Ajira now wants samples of 4 types of flowers: gold cannet, stoneflower petals, willow anther, and heather. These are found on the shores of Lake Amaya. I should go south out of Balmora and head east past the Fort Moonmoth and across the Foyata Mamea on the road to Pelagiad. After leaving the Foyata, I should take the road to Saran, which runs along the north shore of Lake Amaya. And this particular quest is called 4 Types of Flowers. Big surprise. All right. Let's see if we can advance again as we go
How
out.
nice. I like good company. What can I do for you?
Congratulations, you are now officially Travis the Journeyman. Study diligently and perform your duties. Alrighty. First, let's see if we can advance again. No. Will she sell us spells? No. Will she give us duties? I need someone to convince an ex-Telvanni to join us. While you're there, you can collect Manwë's guild dues. Interesting. Join us. The Telvanni's name is Larar Bariloth. He's in Sulapund. If you can't convince him to join, kill him. While you're there, collect the guild dues from Manwë. She is in Punabi, nearby. Your journal has been updated. Guild dues. Manwë has failed to pay her guild dues for several years, and she now owes us over 2,000 septims. Allegedly, she is researching something in Punabi, near Larar Bariloth in Sulapund. If you can convince her to pay the dues, I will split them with you. Otherwise, kill her. Your journal has been updated. Sulapund. Sulapund is further along the trail from Punabi. Sulapund is just before the fork in the path. Punabi. Leave Balmora going towards Fort Moonmoth to the east. Cross the old Dwemer Bridge just north of the fort that leads into Molag Amur. Go past the Dwemer Ruin and follow the winding trail east until you reach a lake. You will see Mirandus to your south. I will mark this stronghold on your map. Head north from Mirandus on the path between the hills. Punabi will be on your right and Sulapund is further up the path on the left. Just follow the signs to Molag Mar. So, we now have 2 new quests, both of which refer us to places we've already seen and bypassed because, surprise, surprise, we'd be on quests there later. Well, that has now happened. Pretty cool. We'll deal with those once we've wrapped things up here in Balmora. But for now, just because it's comparatively so easy, we're just going to run out toward Pelagiad. We don't even have to go all the way there. And we're going to get Ajira's flowers. Oh yes, before I forget. Rannis asked me to convince Larar Bariloth to join the guild. If he cannot be convinced, I must kill him. To get to Sulapund, I should leave Balmora east and pass Fort Moonmoth, then cross the bridge to Molag Amur and follow the trail east until I reach a lake. I should see a Dunmer stronghold to the south. If I head north on the path between the hills, Sulapund will be on my left, just before the path splits. Manwë, a guild member in Punabi, has not paid any guild dues in 3 months. Rannis asked me to find Manwë and collect the dues from her. To get to Punabi, I should go south from Balmora and take the road east past Fort Moonmoth. I should cross the bridge northeast of the fort and continue east until I reach the lake. The old Dunmer stronghold of Mirandus is just south of the lake. Punabi is on the trail that leads northeast from the lake. So our 2 new quests are Manwë's dues and recruit or kill Larar Bariloth. So I'll put both of those on here as well. Fair enough. With all that done, we'll keep working for Ajira for now. Just because, at least for the moment, her quests are quite a bit easier. So I really just need to get over into the Isles. Now I really like to see Netch because they're docile. Killed these the last time we were over here. Didn't dispose of the corpses. It's turning out to be a smart move. Alright. Probably gonna have to fight that wild guar. Pretty much the exact reverse opposite of a big deal. Alright, let's start looking for those flowers. Here's Heather and Gold Cannet. which I was thinking might have respawned by now, but maybe it hasn't been long enough. Maybe I'm going to have to go farther. Yeah, these haven't respawned yet. That's slightly troublesome. Well, there's a willow anther. That's one. Three more to go. If I can track him down. I wonder if that's one I just missed earlier. Now, once I get, well, there's a gold cannet. So now I just need heather and stoneflower. I haven't actually spotted stoneflower in a bit. But I know where they are. If nothing else, I'm sure the ones at Pelagiad have respawned by now. Because it's been ages since I harvested them. So here are some stoneflower petals. And last but not least, let's get a heather. Only need one. I didn't want to. I don't know why you would act like I did. That's alright though. Now we could just sprint back to Balmora. Looks like I aggroed that Kagudi.
This is fortunate.
How do you do it?
We'll just deal with it and roll on. Incredibly, I think we're actually approaching the 2-hour mark. I was able to do... I forgot just how much you're able to do immediately at the Mages Guild, but that's okay. I think I'll just be able to wrap it up if I move quickly. Excuse me. So anyway, here we are, right back where we left off. Maintain our gear. Let's go back to the Mages Guild again. Turn in our flowers to Ajira.
I don't know where to begin.
It is such an honor to meet you.
Hail, friend.
How delightful. Warmly greeted, friend. Welcome.
Do you have the flowers that Ajira wants? Yes, here they are. Yes, these are the flowers that Ajira needs. Ajira has made more potions for you. Ajira hopes that you will use them well. Journal's been updated, took the flowers, gave us 6 cheap restore magicka. Ew, no thanks. Gross. Those do nothing. Duties. Ajira is very sorry. Ajira has much work to do on these reports, so Ajira can win her bet with Galbadir. Maybe you could fetch a new ceramic bowl for Ajira? Yes, take these 10 drakes and go find Ajira a ceramic bowl. Ajira thinks Ravir the trader here in Balmora has some. Your journal has been updated. 10 gold has been added to your inventory. Alrighty, here we go. More going on. More going on. Check our journal. Ajira thanked me for bringing her the 4 flowers. Ajira asked me to find her a ceramic bowl. She told me that Ravir the trader here in Balmora might have one. With that, we've actually been directed
Say I find you most interesting.
next door to Ravir's shop.
Talk, it is really no trouble.
We'll let Galbadir get back upstairs. Let's keep a little bit of distance from her. Advancement. Okay. That little bit for Ajira wasn't enough, so let's head next door to Ravir Trader. First, let's chat with him. Ravir knows why you are here. You want to buy Ravir's famous Daedric weapons. Well, not really. I want to buy a ceramic bowl. Background. Ravir follows the trade of trader. Okay, let's do all the dialogue with him right quick. Ceramic bowl. Yes, Ravir should have a ceramic bowl. What will you barter for it? Daedric. What? You say these are not Daedric weapons? No, you are right, but Ravir is no liar. When you wish it, Ravir's fiend, demon, and devil weapons will be as sharp as fine Daedric and as light as a netch air sack. The magic lasts a short time, but long enough to punch through the toughest armor. Ravir buys them direct from the Telvanni. You'll not find any cheaper in all Balmora. Okay. Khajiit. Suthe Rot make good jumpers and sneakers, but not good warriors like the Cathay Rot. Murderer's description. Ravir thinks Ravir saw someone like that over at the Council Club just across from the Silt Strider. Raylan Lalo. Ravir has heard nothing of the murder. Ravir minds Ravir's business. Alrighty, cool. So now we just need to check out.
Good friend, this is an honor.
We'll check out Ravir's shop while we're here. There's some loose gold to grab right next to him. Always fun.
You can't escape. Warmly greeted, friend. Welcome.
Need to keep him turned away from us as well as we possibly can. Oh, that's good. That's way good. Alright. Let's unlock his chest. Shouldn't be too tough. Alrighty, let's do this wooden chest next. Nothing too important in there either. Let's do the door. A few more containers back here to search. Don't anticipate anything earth-shattering, but you never know. A comberry. Well, that's nice. We'll drop that off at our house at least. And let's go upstairs, where there's just another door to the outside. And that's it. Alright, good. Alrighty. Let's drop that comberry off. And now you'll notice we've actually been everywhere except the Lucky Lockup and the Council Club, which we'll take care of when we're finally done messing around in the Mages Guild. Let's drop off this comberry right quick. And let's head back to the guild.
Welcome, friend. You are nearly a legend.
Oh yeah, and I almost forgot. This quest is in fact called Ceramic Bowl.
You're in good company, friend.
Welcome, friend. The day is yours.
Ajira must find her stolen reports. Ceramic bowl. Yes, Ajira needs a ceramic bowl. Did you find one for Ajira? Yes, here it is. Yes, good. This is a very good bowl. But now Ajira must find her stolen reports. Your journal has been updated. Ceramic bowl has been removed from your inventory. Stolen reports. Ajira needs your help very badly. Galbadir stole Ajira's reports on the properties of local mushrooms and flowers. Ajira knows Galbadir did not leave the Mages Guild, so the reports must be nearby. Your journal has been updated. Ajira thanked me for finding her a ceramic bowl, but was far more concerned about her stolen reports. Ajira told me that her reports on the mushrooms and flowers of Vardenfell have been stolen. Ajira thinks that Galbadir stole them. I should look around the Mages Guild here in Balmora for the reports and return them to Ajira. And of course, this quest is called Stolen Reports. Now with that, because we have completed another quest, let's quickly check in with Rannis and see if we can advance. We cannot. Alright. So let's look around for these stolen reports then.
Welcome. If you wish to talk, it is really no trouble at all.
They, as I recall, they aren't very hard to find. They're just laying around
The day is yours. What shall we talk
in a couple of different places.
Care to peruse my spell?
I honestly don't remember exactly where they are. There's the first one. Ajira's Mushroom Report, which is actually on the Notes and Letters portion of the book list, so we'll read it and remove it. Mushrooms of the Bitter Coast, Journeyman Report from Ajira. Ajira studies 4 common mushrooms in Vardenfell. Luminous Russula is a toadstool-like mushroom with a brown spot on top. All Russula has strong odors, but Luminous Russula much stronger. Russula can be poison if not prepared right. When mixed with pearl dust, it makes very good potion to breathe under the water. Violet coprinus is a tall toadstool that glows in the night. Coprinus also is poison if mixed wrongly, like if you mix with Russula. Coprinus mixed with scales lets Ajira walk on the water instead of under the water. Much better. Bungler's Bane looks like a brown shelf and grows from trees and sometimes wet rocks. Bungler's Bane very bad for you when mixed with almost anything. Very hard to use, but Ajira found Bungler's Bane and leftover crushed pearl makes good dispel potion. No bad effects with Ajira's skill, but potion tastes very bad. Hypophacia looks just like Bungler's Bane, confuses Ajira very easily, but Bungler's Bane smells more dry and dusty. Hypophacia has little smell, but taste is very moist. Hypophacia very good mushroom for eating, but too much makes Ajira clumsy. Ajira used Hypophacia to make the Nixhound meat more edible, and Ajira could smell all enchantments in Ajira's room. Ajira found no other use for Hypophacia. Ajira works very hard to go all over Bitter Coast and collect all these mushrooms. Ajira deserves rank of journeyman much sooner than Galbadir. That's funny.
And salutations.
Let's look for the flower report now. I don't...
I'm very happy to make you acquainted.
I think it's in the bedroom area. I just can't... didn't spot it. There it is. Yeah. Ajira's flower report, which we'll also read and remove from the list. Flowers of Lake Amaya, Journeyman Report of Ajira. Ajira studies hard to learn secret magical properties of gold cannet, stoneflower petals, willow anther, and heather. Gold cannet has yellow flowers and very dark green leaves with sharp spines. Gold cannet and stoneflower petals makes a paste that restores strength. The paste has some bad effects, but they last only short time. Stoneflowers are dark blue and the flowers are very heavy, so they bend to the ground. It is very expensive, but Ajira can gain more magicka for a short time by mixing stoneflower petals with crushed emeralds and water. Willow flowers are red and very tall, with tall and thin leaves also. Willow very good for potions and has many uses. With frost salts, Ajira made a shield of frost. With grave dust and green lichens, Ajira made a potion to cure common diseases. And with cork bulb, Ajira made a potion that can cure paralyzation. Ajira thinks heather comes from Skyrim because the leaves look like the spiny leaves of trees in Skyrim. The flowers are also pink like the Nord people. When mixed with ruby, it makes very good potion to make you not weigh so much. With a scrap of scamp skin, Ajira made a potion to restore personality. Ajira works very hard to collect these flower samples from the dangerous Lake Amaya. Ajira must do 2 reports and Galbadir must only do 1 silly report. Ajira deserves rank of journeyman very soon now. So there we go. And we can give these to Ajira.
What should we talk
Has Travis found Ajira's stolen reports? Have you found Ajira's reports? Yes, here they are. Yes, these are the reports Ajira needs. Ajira thanks you, Travis. Ajira is your friend always. Ajira worked very hard on these potions for you. Your journal's been updated. She took the reports. She gave us exclusive potions of Fire Shield, Frost Shield, Lightning Shield, and 2 spell absorptions. Those are actually very good potions. It's just, I have no real use for them. But, there you go. We'll sell those to her. Ajira knows many secrets, but they are not yet for friend Travis. Speak with Ajira again when you are a warlock. Interesting. Okay. That's very interesting. Rannis Athris here may have duties for you, but Ajira does not like Rannis much. Maybe you should speak with Ajira's good friend Edwina Elbert at the Guild of Mages in Aldaroon. Okay. Fair enough. Alright, now we really are just about done. Ajira thanked me for finding her stolen reports.
An honor, to be sure.
So we can work for Rannis for a while. Let's see if we can advance again. Congratulations, you are now officially Travis the Evoker. Study diligently and perform your duties. Alright, at Evoker rank, need to do more duties. She still won't sell us spells.
I don't know where to
I guess
begin.
that's it.
It's such an honor to meet you.
Let's look here. Evoker, next rank, Conjurer, Intelligence 30, Willpower 30, need 1 skill at 40 and need 2 skills at 10. Alright, fair enough. That's it for now. All we have left is the Lucky Lockup and the Council Club, and we are out of time. We'll visit the Lucky Lockup first, and we'll pick up here in the next episode of Let's Play Morrowind. Until then, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy my videos, please consider clicking an ad, liking, sharing, or subscribing, any or all of which will really help me out. But regardless, please know that I really do appreciate the time you spend watching, and hope you have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.